Hey. What's going on? Another fucking day. Some days I'm shocked I make it. What's up, Wade? Nothing's up. Just hanging out. Rough day. We made it to 39 degrees today, which felt like spring considering how cold it's been. So I was lucky enough to wear shorts, and with how bad my physical symptoms are in my legs, it feels a lot better to wear shorts. The fabric running across my legs makes that symptom way worse. So yeah. How you doing? Ugh. Yeah, I get it. I don't get it in my feet, but I get it. My when I'm in really bad shape like I've been, I get that snow globy effect of crawling in my body, and I could literally touch my leg like this and I can feel it squirming for like 20 seconds. It's really irritating. And at this point, it's gotten really, really, really sucks. Yeah, I was at that point for a while, and I learned to, and now I'm at a point where I can't. I can pretend, you know, to a point, of course, or I wouldn't get through my day. But things are so fucked up right now that I'm literally wearing shorts in the fucking winter just so I don't feel as bad. I started to walk again, which is making me sicker, but I need to get up and move other than going to work. And I don't count like going up and down my stairs, going to the post office and shit like that. I mean, literally making a point to get out, even though it's freezing. But today was really nice. So, hey, Marvin. So I got out and I had to start. I have to start somewhere. My symptoms are so bad that walking is absolutely ridiculous. I used to at least walk like 3 times a week, and I had to stop after I fucked up my Remeron. Uh, and I haven't walked since. Like taking a walk. So Now after this latest cut, and it's been 3 months and like 10 days or something, and my nervous system literally is getting worse. um, there's a problem that my nervous system won't kick back at all. I just remain really sick. It's like I got a couple partial windows in there, which surprised me. And then I would think things were getting back to normal, and I would be relieved. And then, like now, the latest, I've just been down, 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 and it's just my physical symptoms got really bad in the past like 3 days. Honestly, I can't gauge. Ugh. Work's been okay. I haven't been out because I've been too sick. I went on Sunday, and that day was absolute torture. One of the worst days I've had going out, and I'm talking about how I felt, where I went out and I'm like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have went out." I'm so worn down now that I can barely go out for work. I have to, but now it's like I always go out on Wednesdays, and I couldn't go out today. So I'm waiting until Saturday. In the meantime, I'm starting to do some light walking again, which is making my nervous system feel worse. The squirming in my body and shit uh, is worse because of it. But I'm not exactly walking a lot. But anything I do makes me super sick. I don't know why, but I just know I can't sit and do nothing all the time. My body needs to be moving, and I can only assume that I'm not helping myself by not walking. So even though it's hard now, I mean, there will be a point if it gets too hard, I'll have to calm down and wait. But I need to start doing something. Like yesterday, I did a little bit of extra outside, not much, and I did some kind of movement stuff in my living room, kind of like leg lifts and weird shit like that, and that fucked me up all night. My physical symptoms got like 20% worse. I mean, if it gets totally overboard, I won't, I'll calm down. But honestly, I don't know what else to do. My nervous system's not kicking back to where I can even cut again. So I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what to do. And I'm not helping it with my job. Like today, I had such a massive amount of stuff to package. I mean, work's been like sales have been deep, but the problem is I can't keep up with it. I am keeping up with it, but I can't keep up with it. So I had some big packages I had to take down the stairs into the car, into the store, and it was hard and it was heavy, and it takes a toll on me big time. So just getting through my days. I nearly started crying when I was packaging one of my items. My girlfriend looks at me. She's like, "Are you okay? Do you need some help?" What's up, the carnivore lion? But anyway, enough about the work stuff. As I was talking, Scott, it's gonna stay like this for a little bit, I'm sure. I was just saying that I started walking today. What I did today, I downloaded an app. I was gonna get a Fitbit, but I really didn't want to spend the money because I oh, thank you. I always end up getting rid of the Fitbit because I get irritated with it. I just want something that's gonna track what I'm doing. And I found a free app, so anybody who's interested, There's a paid portion, but the portion that's free is exactly what I need. It's a app called Pacer, Pacer, and you can press it. It collects like how much walking you do, and if this is from an iPhone's point of view, so like today it shows. Shit. Of course, we'll get to that too. It shows how many steps I made today, 2,426. I have a 10,000 goal, but I'm not going to make that for a while. But whatever, that's not the point. But that's one part of the app. I click GPS and history, and today I did a walk that was 0.31 miles, so a little over a quarter of a mile. And for me, considering I haven't done walking, I mean, my physical symptoms are getting worse because of this, but I need to start moving. And I talked to you about that, Scott. Um, I move for work when I go out, but it's most, it's a lot of strain when I work. Um, Today I had a lot of strain doing shipping and packaging and going to UPS and all that shit. So I mean, I end up straining my body just too much, but I don't really have a choice. It's my job. But I was pretty proud today. I mean, luckily, although this is going to sound terrible to you, Scott, or anybody in a warmer state, um, it was 39 degrees here and it felt like spring. I'm literally wearing shorts. But I mean, realistically, I only put on shorts because of my horrible physical symptoms in my legs. And the lack of fabric on my legs makes it feel so much better. Probably like 20% better. So it looks like shorts for me for a bit until it calms down. But 0.31 miles, you can see my map of where I walked. Of course, it looks huge, but it's obviously not. But the app will show you a little map of where you walked. It'll tell you that uh, your average pace, elevation gain, duration, which was 8 minutes and 50-second walk, which was amazing for me for now because that's a first. You could see all that information. I don't need to tell you. It might be backwards for you, but I don't know. Whatever, you'll figure it out. Yeah. It's a kick-ass app. It's free. It's got a couple ads, but it's like nothing that's hindering the app. There's a paid version, which I don't even need. And you just press start when you're about to walk and finish it when you're done. But it always collects your steps all day, no matter what. But that comes from iPhone at all, in general. The health app always collects that, so it just takes it from that. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's good enough. So I don't know how much my body will handle, or if I'll have to stop because it'll be so insane or intense. I have no idea. But like I was telling my girlfriend, I have to do something because ever since I fucked up Rembrandt, I haven't been able to go out and walk because my nervous system got so fucking shot. And now it's been almost 3.5 months since I cut, and my nervous system just feels like it's getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not kicking back for me. I'm going to try to meditate more. I'm going to try to learn to do some different types of really easy yoga stuff. I don't know what else to do, to be honest, to calm down the nervous system. I take like 2 or 3 baths a day. Hot, warm water, nothing crazy. I know I took too hot of a bath a few days ago and that made things worse. But that's where I'm at. But physical symptoms are on a fucking on a major high. My visual snow has gotten worse. There's visual snow symptoms that come with I'm gonna go on here. I wish I had my glasses on me. I don't know if they call it persistent positive visual phenomena, but there's a lot of symptoms that come with visual snow, and it's uh palinopsia, visual trailing, like an acid trip kind of trailing. I get that really bad. Phototopia, I think that's the where you look at something and look away and you can still see it, but it's in a negative. That's getting worse for me. So beyond all this fucking hell I go through, this visual disorder I have is making it 100 times worse. And I don't really know what to do about it other than okay, it's been 3 months and a half after a cut and I'm getting worse. That's not normal for me. Of course, what is normal for me now? Um, After I fucked up Remeron, my nervous system shouldn't have taken such a huge shit. That alone is might be the reason I don't get off this medicine for years and years and years. Might be the reason I might end up alone. I mean, people said, you know what, it was a mistake, let's move on. But how do you move on for something that possibly destroying your life? It's hard. Hey, I can never read your name, right? Oh, I'm sorry. 6 months. Oh, give me. Yeah, I never personally remember. I never really remember exactly everybody's story, but where are you at in this whole journey? It's been brutal. I'll tell you that. It's been brutal. I could really do without the anxiety making everything worse. I could really do without the wave of hell that won't go away and is scaring the hell out of me with all these new and bizarre symptoms. So funny because every time I have a bad wave, I'll say to myself, if I can just get through this wave, I will not be scared of another wave. And then another wave comes and I'm fucking scared. It's so stupid because it's always so fucking scary. It's always different. It's usually true. I mean, when I got off benzos, of course I was on Remeron. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So I just don't know exactly, but it's usually true. Yeah. Hello, Heather. It's so true. I just don't know why my brain can't go back to that and just be like, okay, what you went through last time was probably worse than this time, and you got through it. Although I only had like a couple day partial window between that and the next wave, but and I'll never have a full window. Personally, I have enough health issues that I will never feel like good, but I know when I feel better. And feeling better, and it's when I feel hopeful, in these partial windows, I know things are better. I'm not feeling like I need to end shit. I feel like I can maybe get through this shit. Not like now. Now I have this. overall doom feeling. It's partially depression, but it's not depression. It's just this overall sense of doom. Anxiety, doom. Sucks. I am 100% gluten free. I need to stay on that diet. Every time I change around, forget it. Things get worse. I seriously can't afford to do anything else. Like I hate worrying so much. You're such a dick. I was suffering and I felt like I was dying for 3 fucking weeks, and now I'm fine, everybody. You can do it. If I did it, you can. Yeah, go fuck yourself. God, I hate people. It's funny, though. It's amazing those kind of posts even stay up. If I was an admin, I'd fucking delete it. And I'd message them and be like, what you're saying is really rude to the people who've been off for 5 years and suffering. I am dairy free, I am gluten free, and sugar free. Once in a while, if I'm feeling decent, I'll add a little bit of cheddar cheese on food. I'm talking a little bit, and it will not faze me. If there's a food that has a touch of, God, I can't think, dairy, I won't be totally frightened of it. But I mean, honestly, that never happens. So yeah. And sugar free is always I have to go that route because I've been so close and around pre-diabetic. I've been told I was pre-diabetic, then I said I wasn't pre-diabetic, then I was pre-diabetic. I just don't need that shit. Yeah. I always still wonder if I had alcohol at some point. And I know I fucked up the Remeron, but I started feeling better like 7 months later, which makes sense. I wasn't feeling good by any means. I was still way far off from where I was, but I was actually starting to get back to working and stuff. And I'm just wondering if I had a little bit of alcohol at some point. Just don't know. Yeah. Some people in withdrawal can have really dark chocolate, and that tends to help with some people with cortisol rushes, but didn't help me. I tried it. Oh, I'm surprised. I don't actually remember that. But I don't remember that whole damn manual anyway. But I haven't had sugar. I haven't actually eaten sugar in years, unless it comes from fruit, and I don't even eat that. A little bit of blueberries, but the glucose is really pretty low in blueberries. Oh, that's cool. I can barely like look at reading shit. I see my screens enough from working that I can't like reading is just so hard for me, especially with my visual syndrome bullshit. It's like impossible. Since I see trails and fucking negatives of shit I see, it's just a mess. And then people always act like I'm some sort of asshole that I don't read. Like, dude, if you had to see through my fucking eyes, you wouldn't be fucking reading either. I mean, just looking at your comments is hard enough. Oh, sorry, that's the worst. I mean, I was just literally like, I'm really fucking tired, and I laid down to take a nap today, and literally, and I wish I had some symptoms that other people actually have, but it pisses me off almost that these things that are the worst for me, it's like I'm kind of alone in. And I've heard other people have it, but not many. And it's like the more tired I am, the worse the symptoms are. And since my body is, I'll get back to your comment. I'm not forgetting about you. Dude, I've completely fucking lost what I was talking about. But I'll get back to you now. Oh, when I lay down, if I'm having bad anxiety, which is like normal now, or my symptoms are just really bad, my brain takes it to this whole other level when I'm about to fall asleep. So the more tired I am, it's the more my body and brain will start to vibrate. And so like say like this is me awake and this is me uh about to fall asleep. So I'm like this and I'd all work out. Then I'll go like this and like this. And it's like I can't fall asleep when my body and brain are doing that. And it is absolute torture. And it's like the more it vibrates is like the more the symptoms ramp up. It's a total fucking mess. And I've always kind of had that. That was part of the problem when I went on Remeron, that I couldn't sleep for days on end. Except then, since I was pulled off the medicine so fast, I was with that issue. I also had the issue of if I was about to doze off, my brain or my stomach would shoot a ball of energy, and I dread that. I dread that because if that happens, there is no sleeping at all. And that shit can last months and months to years. And unless I take something to go to sleep, I will never sleep. It's absolute torture. So I'm not having that one now, but I'm having that other issue. So it's like I could have really used a little, like a good 20-minute nap today and couldn't fucking do it. So I hope to sleep tonight. No, you got 3 hours. It just blows. What keeps you up? What is your insomnia about? Is it like what I'm talking about? Is it like a symptom that keeps you up? Is it, or is it just you cannot just fall asleep? Like typical insomnia. Oh yeah, sensory issues. I've always had horrible sensory issues. They get better as time goes on, and actually, my sensory issues are like heightened now, but they're not like as bad as they could be. My hearing sensory issues are way better than my visual sensory issues. Okay, let's see. I wake up 3 hours into sleep, and I feel gotcha. Yeah, that sucks. It's the brain doing its fucking thing, going wacky. And then trying to go back to sleep. Oh, my sound sensory issues lasted after benzos, and this was 5 years ago, but after benzos, which then took about 2 years before I was starting to listen to music at all. And then it took me another year and a half to like listen to a song without it being really bothersome. And now it's still there. Like some days it's worse than others. Yeah. I get part of my problem is sleep anxiety, which I'm assuming is the same as you. I start thinking about it like, oh, am I gonna go be able to sleep? I need the rest. Fuck. I can never just relax. My brain is my own worst enemy. It's terrible. I can really do without the squirming and bullshit in my body. Like my brain is just enough, but when the physical and the brain shit are happening at the same time, oi. If I can feel the physical pretty good like I do now, when I get really fucking tired, holy shit, it's almost unbearable. That crawling in my fucking body and that fucking snow globey effect bullshit in my legs. I mean, seriously, half the fucking day I'm sitting there laying there thinking to myself, I don't think I could pull this off. I hate being in this situation where I literally think to myself for so many times of the day, I have no idea how I'm going to ever fucking pull this off, get this taper done. I have no idea. If it's like this now and it doesn't get any fucking better, how am I going to taper on this? It's like, fuck. I can't just taper once a year. Jesus Christ, I'll be on this stuff for another 7 years. That's fucking ridiculous. I wouldn't worry so much if I wasn't getting fucking worse after 3.5 months. Jesus. I felt better after 2 weeks after I tapered. How fucking nuts is that? And that's like the worst time. So I'm at a fucking loss at what I'm gonna do or how it's gonna happen. To sit and think that I'm gonna have to move and shit. And I don't even know how any of this is gonna fucking happen. As of right now, me and my girlfriend are moving into a new place come June. But God knows we don't even know what the place is gonna be. Everything's so fucking expensive out there. I don't want to pay more because I can barely work, and it's gonna even be harder for me. I'm gonna be signing off in a few moments. Doesn't help that closing my eyes is really unnerving. It's just not even relaxing to close my eyes. It's just what a mess. What a fucking mess. Thinking about trying CBD again just to calm down my nervous system a little bit. And that might help it, you know. I don't know. Yeah. It's nuts, isn't it? It's totally nuts. Like the shit I had to go through. I feel you. That's why when some people say I couldn't have done it, oh, you could have. But it's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. And people say, oh, sometimes I'll literally say, and I won't say it to people, you know, but like I'd really literally rather have cancer and know I'm gonna die than deal with this. And some days I don't think that, but like bad days, holy shit, it's like they're not having the mental issues, and at least their last days, they're not I'm sorry. It's just not even a good analogy. It's actually pretty terrible. Because most people would say, well, at least you're not going to die. But am I? I don't fucking know what my future's going to hold. I don't know if I'll be able to make it through this fucking taper. I have no idea. Will my body even deal with it still after all this time of not exercising? I mean, I move more than most. Don't get me wrong. This is my job. I still have to get out, and I have to carry up and down packages down the stair, up and down the stairs. So I'm still moving more than a lot of people, but especially the typical American. But it's not nearly enough. Not even close. I just don't know. I would have almost taken. What makes me sad is I have a friend that has HIV. Not a close friend, just a Facebook friend, right? And he's on meds and he's sick. But he's living a normal life. He's able to smoke weed. He's able to go out hiking. He's able to do this and that, eat whatever he wants, if he wants. He eats mostly healthy, but he could eat a hamburger or whatever. It doesn't matter. Why is somebody with HIV more healthy than me? Why is it that some of the heaviest diseases in the world, people are more better off than some of us? How am I not on disability? Because I don't have a big diagnosis? I mean, because I don't have an HIV diagnosis? I mean, come on, that's fucking nuts. Fucking nuts. So anyway, hope you sleep tonight, Scott. If you want to text me later, feel free. It's been a long day. Probably actually take a shower later. It's not my norm. I take a bath every day. Showering fucking sucks for me. It's uncomfortable and unstable because it's a cheap ass apartment shower, and you step on there and it's just really unstable. The water feels like shit when it hits you. I just hate it. But I brushed out my hair for once, which is rare. Figured I'd do some taking care of myself a little bit today. So it's been pretty rare lately. Just try to force it. Trying to beat this depression and doom feeling. I never had any of this after benzos. That depression, never had it. I mean, probably because I was put on Remeron. So I mean, it did do something other than make me severely sick. It did calm down. I had anxiety, but it was a different. It was more of a chemical anxiety. I never had regular anxiety. I get a lot of regular anxiety now. That's really harsh, and the depression gets really brutal. And it's usually always there to a point, but it's mostly it can be so brutal, and it's taken me down. It's making it really hard for me to get through this. So I know they say one day at a time, but for me, it's back to like 1 hour at a time. Whereas before I fucked up Remeron, it was 1 week at a time. I made it to a point where it's 1 week at a time, down to 1 day at a time, down to 1 hour at a time. I'm not down to the 1 minute at a time anymore. Thank God. But seriously, 1 hour at a time is excruciating for me. So we'll see. I'm hoping my nervous system starts to kick back a little bit. It might get a little worse before it gets better because I'm doing a little walking now. I'm going to try to look for some easy yoga to at least try to calm a little bit. I don't know if it's helping. I know what's going on in my legs. I know that's a nervous system issue because after I fucked up Remeron, I tried gabapentin, and I don't promote this at all, but I'm pretty open about what I do. It got so fucking bad, I thought I would just fucking try it, and I tried this little tiny bit. I actually tried it for sleep, so I can get to sleep, which it worked. But it cut my leg symptoms down 50%. And since gabapentin's a nerve medicine, I know it's my nervous system freaking out. So it's not something I've only taken that. I think I took it 3 times. Twice it worked good. The third time it made my what I call my third eye. It made it completely blind and blank, and it scared the hell out of me. It's not a good drug at all. It's that's eventually what they're gonna want to probably put me on full time, which I won't do. That's what they think I'm on now, full time. But I say I take it when I need it, which it is true to a point. But I won't take it unless I feel like I'm really literally gonna die, and then I don't take much. Well, I was thinking about trying CBD. I had a couple bad experiences. Well, one experience I tried CBD years ago, and calmed me the fuck down. But the next day, I had really bad DPDR and fog. Always a kickback. Then I tried a vape pen CBD after I fucked up Remeron, and apparently that was just a bad idea because I felt like I got high and it scared the hell out of me, and it just made me a million times worse. So yeah. And then when I said that, everybody's like, "Oh no, don't do the vape pen. That's terrible." I'm like, "Okay, you couldn't have told me that at the beginning, huh?" Okay, I'm getting hungry. I've been talking 15 minutes over. All right, you all have a good day, and we'll talk.